Today I wanted to do a quick test. This is going to be an interesting test that I've been meaning to do ever since I got Gigapixel AI from Topaz. Basically, I wanted to check how close the A7R III can be to the A7R IV using the upscaling features from Gigapixel AI. And besides that, I'm also going to be doing a test showing how it compares to the Clear Zoom option that Sony cameras have built in. So let's find out. So here we have the first image. Nothing fancy. It's just a bill that taped to my fridge. So just wanted to see, this is the A7R III. They're going to be labeled, and as always, you're going to be able to download files from the description, so you can check on your end. The A7R III here, and then we're going to see how the A7R IV looks. So A7R III, A7R IV. Obviously, the A7R IV has finer small detail, more resolution, which helps, of course. And you can see it on the textures everywhere. Just what do you expect at 61 megapixels versus 42. Now let's see, sorry, this one. Now let's see how the Topaz looks. So here we got Topaz. This is the A7R III using Topaz Gigapixel AI. 61 megapixels approximately, and this is the A7R IV. Again, R3, R4. I think Topaz actually looks really great. Like you can see here on the feathers, where this one actually shows more detail, and you might think it's a bit over sharpened. I think it looks just fine, but you can also tweak the settings. You have options to do that, and I will show you here. As you can see here, you can have options to change different settings. I'm just going to open an image just to, I don't even know what that image is, but I'm going to open it. There you go. There's nothing. Perfect. So as you can see here, you have options to different scalings. I found out about 1.22 for my A7R III gives me about the same resolution as A7R IV. But you have like 0.5, 2 times, 4 times, etc. You can change noise. You can remove blur for sharpening and non-sharpening. Let's have a phase refinement feature. So there's many options that you can play with, converting the file formats, all that. I'm very basic. I don't convert anything. I send the file. If I need to upscale it, I send a file that has already been edited and ready to go in a JPEG format. And that's what I do, and upscale it, and we can print it any size you want. As you can see from the sample, it does a really good job of upscaling the image, and I think it's you'll be hard pressed to say to find any faults on this image. So again, this is R3. This is with Topaz to 61 megapixels, and this is the actual real deal 61 megapixels A7R IV here. Download the files and let me know what you think. But I think it's pretty impressive in my opinion. So I decided to then try this with some photos that I did for another shoot. It was using the R3, but I decided to throw in the R4 really quick. This was a test just testing the autofocus of the A7R IV and the A7R III using iFocus. So that's why I went with super shallow depth of field. But I figured that I could use one of these files and do a quick test for Topaz as well. So something, a human skin instead of just like an object like the $5 bill. So here we have the A7R III. You have obviously this is the eye that was in focus. You can see all the detail there. It's a great camera, so it's gonna have a lot of detail. This is the R4. Of course, the R4 is gonna be a bigger file. I mean, size-wise, you can see how it increases in size because of the more megapixels. And also you can see more detail around here and all that. And this is the R3 with Topaz. So R3 regular, R3 with the Topaz Gigapixel, or Topaz. I don't know if you can say Topaz forever, but whatever. I'm gonna just call it Gigapixel. And this is with the R4. So ignore the color differences. One was not calibrated correctly. So R3, R4. Again, I think the R3 with Gigapixel AI is doing an amazing job of upscaling. And it was so good that I decided to just go for 80 megapixels and see what happens. So here we go. So this is the original. And this is the R3 file to 80 megapixel resolution. I think this is really, really good. It looks pretty much like you would expect. Obviously, it's never going to be as good as the real thing, but I'm impressed. So if you are looking, and just make sure something clear, I'm not saying that this is a way to replace the R4. There's some things that R4 can do that the R3 cannot do. In the same way, there are some things that the R3 is actually better than the R4, like higher ISO, and the readout speed is actually a bit faster, or so you get less rolling shutter if you're doing silent shooting, for example. But this is not meant to be like, oh yeah, you don't need the R4 kind of video. No, this is just to show you if you need higher resolution than the R3 occasionally, you could use this. You could get something like Gigapixel AI and get amazing results, in my opinion. Totally useful for printing, which is the idea after all. There's one more test I did. This one is using Gigapixel versus the Clear Zoom that the Sony camera has. I couldn't bring this one into Photoshop because it's the dollar bill for some reason. When it got bigger on the Clear Zoom, Photoshop didn't like it. It didn't allow me to bring them in. So I'm just going to use this program here. It's FastZone image viewers. I'm sure you're all familiar with. So I'm going to pick the regular version. I'm going to pick the Topaz version or the Gigapixel version and the Clear Zoom version. Let's open the comparison. Just go like this. Okay, so this is normal size, just the A7R IV regular size. This is the 135 millimeter art lens at f4. And this is Topaz or Gigapixel AI. And you can see here, it looks really good. And I'm going to change to the Clear Zoom 1.4. So Clear Zoom, Gigapixel. I think it's easily visible. And as always, I took several shots for each scene just to make sure I picked the ones that were sharper and to make sure I wasn't picking one that was just an odd result. They were all very consistent on sharpness. So this is the best one that I got from Clear Zoom. And this is the same one from here, just upscale to match the Clear Zoom size. So I say that's a clear win, no pun intended, for Gigapixel. Let's see how good it does at 2 times. So we got normal, we got Clear Zoom 2 times, and then we got Gigapixel at 2 times. Here we go. Okay, once again, this is the file that was upscaled for Gigapixel. So here we go with Clear Zoom 2 times. Looks very digital to me, as expected. And here comes Gigapixel. So both are not perfect. Ideally, I wouldn't go that far, but clearly to me, Gigapixel is doing a better job. It remains a bit more realistic. Let's see, just scrolling around here a little bit. But I'll probably stick to less of an upscaling option than 2 times. Maybe 1.4 is perfect for me at most. So, and that's the one that gave me about 80 megapixels. So that's great. I can go to probably to 100 and it still looks good, 100 megapixels if I needed to. I haven't tried pushing how much I can go and still get results that I like. But anyways, I think it's an interesting program. I really love all the Topaz plugins for Photoshop. And I would like to know what you think. Go ahead and download all the files that are going to be there for you to get and play with them and let me know what you think. I want to know, do you think this is a viable solution? If you don't do it all the time, of course, because you have to, if you do it very often, you may as well just go with a higher megapixel camera, because, you know, gigapixels, it's going to take a while to process. Even with my computer, it's pretty fast and it still takes a while. So I mean, it's not like taking an eternity, but almost 2 minutes if you, or a minute and a half, around a minute. It depends on how much you're upscaling, of course, and how big the original file is. But the point is that it's going to add time to your workflow. So if you're going to do it with thousands of files all the time, then yeah, get something higher resolution. If you need that resolution, then you need it. Then there's no point on upscaling all day. But for the occasional job, or from time to time when you need it, I think this is a fantastic option personally. But I would like to hear from you. So comment, like, share, subscribe, and keep an eye for more stuff that is coming up soon. Thank you so much for watching.